real sharks and real blood? That's how these movies broke all records in the cinematographic world. Ready to find out what that was? Top 10 best shark movies of all time. I should warn you that there are lots of gory spoilers coming, and sorry to disappoint, but today I won't be talking about Sharknado. Number 10, Shark Night 3D. An enthusiastic group of college students? Yes. A promising weekend of fun? Also yes. And a shark trying to ruin all their plans? Of course. But it's not just one shark. Get ready to see at least 7 shark species attack this group of youngsters summering at the lake house of the protagonist, played by Sarah Paxton. One of the mysteries you'll have to solve is indeed the fact of finding sharks in a lake. Although it's quite possible in real life, during the movie, it's speculated that they could have been brought there by hurricanes or tornadoes. Sounds familiar. Actually, there's something darker than killer sharks underwater, and finding it out is something truly macabre. How could it not be? If it's the same director of The Final Destination, and among its producers are those of Hostel and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 9, Bait 3D. Enjoying a beautiful summer on the Australian coast, home to the most incredible marine wildlife, what could possibly go wrong? Well, nothing but facing terrible shark attacks and other natural disasters such as a tsunami that will leave the protagonists trapped in a supermarket. Here, over 12 feet long great white sharks will hunt them down one by one. Bait 3D has the right amount of action and excitement. It's quite raw and bloody, just what the audience wanted. Bait 3D was a hit in countries like China with a not insignificant amount of over $24 million and made another $2 million in Italy. As a result of its international success, Darklight Films announced that the movie would have a sequel. However, there's been no news about it yet. Number 8, The Meg. Jonas Taylor, an expert sea diver and naval captain, will have the opportunity to take revenge on an old and mysterious enemy. On a rescue mission to help a group of scientists, he'll unleash the fury of the Megalodon. The Meg is a good mix of horror, action, and an international cast that includes stars like the British Jason Statham, who turned out to be an expert swimmer and did most of the shots in the water. This, along with a 75-foot-long creature, meant a smash hit at the box office, grossing over $530 million worldwide. And as one of the film's taglines says, the most feared predator in history is no longer history. It also looks like you'll get more of this insatiable predator with Meg 2, The Trench. Filming is scheduled for 2022, and they've even announced new additions to the original cast, including Sienna Guillory, Skylar Samuels, and Wu Jing. Number 7, 47 Meters Down. Imagine being trapped in a cage at the bottom of the sea and having 2 choices: suffocate to death when the oxygen runs out, or face the sharp teeth of great white sharks while trying to reach the surface. The adventure of 2 sisters who decide to dive to the bottom of the ocean will result in being literally surrounded by bloodthirsty sharks. 47 Meters Down is a survival horror film that will immerse you in drama, terror, adventure, plus the nitrogen narcosis hallucinations suffered by the protagonists won't let you know what's true and what is not until the end of the movie. Will they both make it to the surface? Its release generated so much buzz that, on its first day alone, it made $4.5 million and became the second highest grossing independent film of 2017. It was also nominated for the 44th Saturn Awards as Best Horror Film in 2018. Number 6, Deep Blue Sea. This isn't a film about sharks being sharks, but about the protagonists who must survive the rebellion of large mako sharks, one of the most massive and fastest species that, in the movie, were genetically modified and now have bigger brains. If you like intense action, Deep Blue Sea will give you what you're looking for. Plus, here you'll see some real dangerous shots, like the one where actor Thomas Jane had to swim next to a real shark. This film has been considered a success, grossing over $165 million worldwide. It was also praised for its suspense, action sequences, and the pace of the plot, all thanks to the magnificent work of Finnish director Renny Harlin, one of the highest-grossing directors in the global film market with movies like A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Number 5. Open Water. Now we enter deeper and more frightening territory. Not only because the protagonists were left behind by their boat in shark-infested waters, but because this terrifying experience happened in real life to Eileen and Tom Lonergan. Where else but on the reefs of Australia? Here you'll discover what its protagonists had to go through. Of course, the necessary touch of drama given by the director, Chris Kentisel, adds some extra visceral horror. You won't see prototypes or exaggerated shark animations, as the production considered the use of live sharks in 100% of the scenes. Besides, the movie was shot on digital video for more realism. Open Water received many positive reviews for its good results, the intensity of its plot, and its minimalist production. The story appealed to the audience so much that it grossed $1 million in its first weekend alone and made a total of $55.5 million. Number 4. The Shallows. Blake Lively's brilliant performance as Nancy, the surfer who got stranded 200 yards offshore fighting a great white shark, immerses you in an atmosphere of extreme survival, will, and strength. The protagonist will have to face multiple injuries, possible bleeding, other animals, and above all, the jaws of the antagonist who won't waste any chance to devour her. And believe me, there's enough realism in this film. While Lively had a stunt double, she ended up performing many of the stunts you see in the movie. This included a shot where her character breaks her nose, but Lively actually hurt herself in that scene, so the blood on her nose is real. The Shallows grossed over $119 million in total, so it's considered a box office hit. Plus, it's still among the audience's favorites and has a 78% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 3. Jaws 2. For the second time, Chief Brody sold us on the idea that you can shoot down a shark. And of course, we believed it all. Alerted by the disappearance of swimmers and the corpse of a killer whale, Brody won't rest until he proves that the hungry predator is back. Jaws 2, directed this time by Jeanette Swark, made over $208,900,000 worldwide and became the highest-grossing sequel in history until 1979, when the release of Rocky II landed a right hook and surpassed it. An interesting fact about the shooting is that Mark Gilpin, who played Chief Brody's son, stated that when they were filming one of the scenes on the raft, a real hammerhead shark was circling them, so the actors got scared and started screaming, which, in a way, helped them get into character. This is considered the best of the 3 Jaws sequels. Do you also agree? Number 2. The Reef. Another movie based on a true story that promises to live up to your expectations. A group of friends stranded while sailing to Indonesia decide to swim to a nearby island, which will turn them into the prey of a great white shark. This is exactly what Ray Boundy, the sole survivor of a similar accident in 1983, had to go through. In addition to solid realism, this Australian psychological horror film had an excellent marketing strategy devised by its director, Andrew Traucki. While in production, cameras were streaming the film online on its website, generating great anticipation. Critics praised the use of real shark footage rather than using typical special effects. Traucki's direction and the cast performance were also acknowledged. The Reef has an overwhelming 80% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a sequel, The Reef, stalked, due out in 2022. There's no way I'm gonna miss it. Bonus: Sharkwater. If your admiration for sharks goes far beyond watching them devour helpless swimmers, I recommend this captivating underwater adventure. This documentary tries to destroy the stereotypes that sharks face and shows the harsh reality of their indiscriminate hunting. A 76 approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.9 stars on IMDb tell you that it's worth watching. In the history of cinema, nothing defines the terror of a shark attack better than Number 1. Jaws. A 25-foot-long great white shark threatening Amity Island beachgoers remains an audience favorite thriller. This is possible thanks to Steven Spielberg's masterful direction, and as many critics say, it's a nerve-wracking movie. Although I'm talking about 1975, the production showed sharks in a close and realistic way, playing with the fascination and terror for this predator. It also had a great cast performance, led by Roy Scheider as Chief Brody, of course, and I can't leave out the soundtrack, which even won a Grammy Award. All this together, as well as the big explosion at the end, made the film a box office boom, grossing $472 million worldwide. It has 8.1 stars on IMDb and an overwhelming 98% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Not to mention the multiple recognitions it has received, such as 3 Academy Awards, and is part of the U.S. National Film Registry. Definitely a must-have in your collection. Which of all these sharks managed to scare you? If any of these are your favorite, hit like on this video and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the bell for more amazing content.